Now, we've already seen lots of great new models and updates from the big running brands in 2023, and we've tested quite a few of them here at the channel. Some have definitely outperformed others, so I thought it'd be perfect timing to give you guys a quick run through of my current trail running and road running shoe rotation. So let's dive in. Welcome back, folks. I'm Lloyd Purvis and you are watching Run4Adventure. Hope everybody is fit and well out there, and thanks for joining us for another video. Now, if you've been following the channel or other social media platforms, you'll know that myself and Liga are due to run Reading Half Marathon very, very soon. Unfortunately, I have been having a few left-sided lower leg issues, nothing serious, but I haven't run for a week, so I've been resting it. I've got some treatment. I've been doing lots of self-massage stuff at home just to try and get it sorted out before race day. So obviously there hasn't been any running content on the channel of late. However, we have just uploaded our Arc of Attrition race day video. We've been working very hard on this behind the scenes since the Arc weekend, and we're really happy with how the video turned out. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description below just in case you haven't watched it yet. So talking of road running, let's take a look at those shoes first in my current rotation. And if I'm just going out for a nice steady run, you know, a bit of recovery in my legs, I tend to pop on the Ride 15s from Saucony or the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel V3. Both neutral training shoes, and both pretty light when it comes to the weight, and that's something I always look for in my daily trainer. Even though it's a daily trainer, I still want it to be pretty lightweight, nice and responsive, and feel exciting to run in. Both seem to work really well for my foot shape, so well connected, locked in at the midfoot and well held in the heel. And I like the performance of both midsoles, but if I did have to pick just one shoe, it would probably be the New Balance. It's a little bit lighter than the Ride 15s, but I'm also a massive fan of that fuel cell compound in the midsole. Feels really snappy, nice and responsive, feels like it's returning lots of energy, and I just like the overall feel of this shoe as a daily trainer, because like I said, I like to keep my shoes lightweight, and this definitely offers you that. If I'm heading out the door for a quicker run, so say a tempo session or an interval session, then I tend to reach for either the original Endorphin Speeds. Massive fan of this shoe. I've done a lot of running of late when it comes to those quicker sessions in this, or the Endorphin Speed 2s. It was only a very subtle update in the 2s, changed to the upper, but the midsole performance is exactly the same. Big fan of both of these. I do actually have the current Endorphin Speed 3s, but I don't find that shoe works as well for those quicker sessions. You know, it's more of a daily trainer now, and that's what Saucony sort of set out to achieve with it, and they've definitely done that. But when it comes to those quicker sessions, I think these two perform a lot better. I actually used the original Endorphin Speeds for my last long interval session as I prepare for Reading Half, and I'd forgotten how good this shoe is for that type of session. That speed roll technology felt super efficient. The Power Run PB midsole offered great energy return, but also high levels of comfort. And then you've got that nylon plate worked in there as well. So it really is a top performing midsole construction. And last but not least, if I'm really going to go out there on the tarmac and push the pace, whether it be down at Parkrun on a Saturday morning or in a race, then at the moment I'm reaching for Saucony's Endorphin Pro 3s. Now, for a long time it would have been a Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2. I really like that shoe, really rate it. I think it's one of the best sort of carbon plated marathon shoes out there. It's actually just gone through an update, and I went on the Nike app when they got released here in the UK to pick up a pair, and unfortunately I was too late and they were all sold out. That was made even more frustrating by the fact that if you then go onto eBay, there's hundreds of pairs for sale for anywhere between £300 and £500. So they've been sold to non-runners that are just trying to make a quick buck, which I find very frustrating. However, since reviewing the Pro 3s on the channel, I've been using them for all my quick stuff, and that's a big surprise to me, because like I said, I was a massive fan of the Vaporfly Next Percent 2s. I think the upper on the Saucony shoe works a little bit better for my foot shape, and I do actually find the midsole feels a bit more comfortable. I haven't used them over sort of marathon distance yet, but the way the shoe's been feeling, I think it will handle that distance really well. So that is my current road running shoe rotation, and that's a bit of a tongue twister, road running shoe rotation. But I think it's time we took a look at the trail running shoes. This is a little bit trickier because I've got a lot more trail shoes to choose from compared to road shoes. But I've definitely had some sort of standout favourites along the way, and the first one probably comes as no surprise. It is the Exodus Ultra 2 from Saucony. Being a big fan of the original version of this shoe, which I still actually run in, I had very high hopes for the update, and it really hasn't disappointed, and I find it performs just as well as that original shoe when it comes to the comfort and fit of the upper, the performance of that dual compound midsole. It still offers that really good balance between comfort, connection and stability, and works really well when you go out for longer runs on a big mix of different terrains. So this tends to be the trail shoe that I reach for when I'm going out for those longer efforts, whether it be a training run or a race. However, recently I have tested a shoe on the channel that comes very close to sort of comfort, fit and performance, and that is Hoka's Mafate Speed 4. These have been a bit of a revelation to me, and I love the feel of this Pro-Fly midsole. It's offered me good levels of cushioning. I feel really responsive with it, so high levels of energy return, but also good ground connection. So I felt nice and stable when I've been running on sort of more uneven, rocky, technical trails, and that's quite a hard thing to pull off in a deeply cushioned trail shoe, and I think Hoka have achieved that in the Mafate model. So I've now got two trail shoes to choose from if I'm going out for a long training run or taking on a challenging race. However, I would say if I'm running 50 miles, 100k or 100 miles, it would still be the Exodus Ultra that I go for, because this shoe has got a proven track record for me, because I've never had any issues with the Exodus Ultra, no matter how far the distance is that I'm running in them. If I'm just going out for a shorter effort, say across the Towns here in Hale, or meeting up with a TNT crew and heading out on the coast path, again, I've got a couple of trail shoe options that I've been using a lot lately. I was a massive fan of the Kalas Fuga EX2 when I tested and reviewed them on the channel. However, I am a bigger fan of the BOA version. Now, I wasn't sure about having this sort of system on a running shoe, but I've been really impressed with how well it works. Makes it super easy to get in the shoes and to get that lockdown around your midfoot nice and personalized, but also very easy to make subtle adjustments to it while you're out on the move. And I also like the midsole setup, so a good level of cushioning there, offers a nice level of comfort, but it's not too deeply stacked with cushioning that it feels unstable. So a good shoe to run on the more technical stuff because it feels well connected, and we've got a well engineered geometry. So the rocker in the midsole of the EX BOA feels nice and efficient underfoot. For these shorter type of training runs, I've also been using the new updated Peregrine 13s a lot lately. I personally think this is a great update to this model of shoe. By adding that deeper stack of cushion, great move from Saucony. It's made the shoe feel a lot more comfortable. I think it can handle those longer runs a lot better. But I also feel that midsole has a bit more contour, a bit more shape to it. So it seems to give me a lot more support on the instep, which I really like the feel of. The same thing can be said about the upper. So just feel more hugged, more supported, more locked down around the foot. Very, very comfortable. Again, when you compare it to that Peregrine 12, I think it really does outperform it. And then we've obviously got that great performing Power Track rubber when it comes to grip and traction. So if I'm heading out for a run that's looking to be wet, slippy and muddy, this tends to be the trail shoe that I choose. So there you have it, folks, my current road running and trail running shoe rotation. What I like to put on my feet if I'm heading out for a long, short, fast or slow run, whether it be on the stunning Cornish trails or just heading out for a bit of speed work on the hard stuff. It's going to be really interesting to see how this sort of shoe rotation changes throughout the year, but it's also going to be interesting to see how many of these current shoes end up in our top 5 shoes of the year video later in 2023. It would also be great to hear from you guys about the current shoes you are running in, and also if any of the models that are featured in our video today feature in your current rotation. So let us know all about that in the comments below. Don't forget, we just recently launched our new Run4Adventure running caps, real premium item, fully recycled fabrics, high-vis and Run4Adventure detailing. We're super happy with how they turned out. The support from you guys has been incredible and they've almost sold out. I think we've only got single figures left. So if you do want to get your hands on one, you've got to be quick. They're going to sell out soon and we're not sure when we'll have new stock in. Don't forget, you can also follow us on our other social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, or Strava. But for now, guys, thanks for watching and supporting the channel. It's really appreciated. We'll be back here very soon. And as always, stay safe and keep on running. I have the current 3s, but I've got to be honest, I think the original 2 versions outperform that 3 on. And I like the performance of both midsoles. However, if I hit that I think Saucony made that more of a sort of daily training shoe. It hasn't got the sort of snappy feel the previous 2 versions used to give you. So yeah, if I'm going out for that quicker session, if I'm going out for that quicker session,